growing up, I was always good at athletics and school, and I'd go home and we were a family, but we never really had great family time. We never really bonded. My dad and I would work outside together and we'd hang out, but it never really felt deep. There was always an emptiness, and I went to bed a lot sad and just not knowing why I was doing the things I was doing throughout the day. Growing up, I never knew God. I never went to church. My family never taught me anything about it. There was a Bible in the house, but we never read it. And what I knew about love was getting things that I wanted, getting nice things, toys, motorcycles, quads, but it just never fulfilled what I felt inside, a void that I felt. To fill the void that I felt, I always worked from a young age and made money to buy more things to keep my hands busy. I tried to just keep myself busy so I wouldn't think about the emptiness. And that's always what I seemed to do, is keep myself busy so I wouldn't sit and be idle, because then I would think about what I was lacking and the time I didn't spend with my family and the love that they didn't give me. I never got hugs and kisses, and it hurt. To fill the void, I always looked for something to fulfill it, and I ended up going to women. I'd always have to have a girlfriend or somebody around to feel loved, to get some sort of emotion from them, attention, and it led into meaningless relationships that just lasted weeks or maybe a few months. And then a buddy of mine that did know God ended up bringing me to a bonfire where I met my wife, and she was from a family that knew God, and she grew up knowing Jesus, and she brought me to church. When I first met my wife, I'd go over with her family to have dinners, and I just saw closeness and love, and I was invited into that. And I wanted to know what was behind that and how I could feel that. And that's what brought me to ask more and know God. After we got married, my wife talked to me a lot about going to church and being in a relationship with God. And I fought it for a long time because I didn't know what I was missing. And I didn't know that's what I was missing. But after I finally went and we went to a service, I felt all the sin and all the bad deeds that I did when I was younger boiling up, and I got ill, and I actually had to leave the service for a few moments and come back. I came back into that service and I began to open my heart, because I was very closed off to God because I didn't know Him. And as I opened up more and more, I just felt that weight lifted, and as I lifted that weight, the emptiness was filling at the same time, and it just made me feel great, and my relationship with my wife began to get better, and I felt just pure joy and happiness, and our relationship grew, and a year later I gave my life to Jesus and got baptized. As I grew in my faith, God has blessed us with so many things, beautiful children, and now I feel like I'm able to help them grow up in a godly home and have joy and not be empty and feel loved. And my wife and I and my family have found a home at Grace where we can grow and continue to learn more and more about the path of God.